For this model, it's just a bigger portion of this one. So I'm just quickly going to go over what we already know. So we know that this is going to be the cochlea, right? We know that this is the semicircular canal, so anterior semicircular canal, the posterior semicircular canal, and lateral semicircular canal, right? We go underneath. We see our round window. But notice how we don't see the stapes anymore like we do on this one. The reason being is that behind the stapes, we have something called the oval window. This is the oval window, okay? Right over here, we have together, these two things make something called the vestibule. This is gonna be utricle, this is gonna be saccule. And this right here, the two things that join together, that's gonna be called an ampulla. So a way to memorize this is USA, utricle, saccule, ampulla, okay? This little thing here, they never really asked through the exam, but I believe this is called the lymphatic sac. And then we're gonna go into what's inside here. So, as I said before, remember that the vestibular cochlea nerve divides into two nerves. This one is gonna go to the cochlea, being the cochlear nerve, and this is gonna go up to the vestibule, so this is gonna be the vestibule nerve. So that's why it's called vestibular cochlear nerve, because it's going to the vestibule and it's going to the cochlea, okay? So quickly again, we're gonna go over everything. We have cochlea. We have our vestibule that divides itself into utricle and saccule. We have our ampulla. We have our semicircular canals, so the anterior, posterior, and lateral. We have our oval window and our round window. One more thing you guys might need to know is that the white stuff, the white or the bony part, is going to be called bony labyrinth, and the gray part is going to be called membranous labyrinth. Okay? And then we have the cochlear nerve right over here. So cochlear nerve, vestibular nerve. Now, usually they don't really ask this in the exam, but this is usually seen in the very big cross-section model, but we're going to go over it real quick. So there's a really easy way to tell which side is which. You're going to learn it later on, but really quickly, an overview is that this is going to be the scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympani. A way to know that this is the scala vestibuli is that the scala vestibuli has a vestibular membrane. So you see a line over here, that's the vestibular membrane. Scala media is always going to be in the middle. Scala tympani is very big. That's it.